Hey guys, welcome back to the Kevin Chuck Show. We've been gone a little while, but you know why. Everybody in the world
Why?
knows
Why?
Everybody in the world knows why we haven't been here due to. But we're back, and we're back with a new show. This is going to be on a podcast as well, coming soon, so you can look out for that on the iTunes. But today. Well, not today, but over the next series of weeks, we are going to be talking about the world of dating. Now, when I mean dating, I don't mean dates. I mean the fact of a date when you meet someone and things happen. Yeah, that beautiful thing happens. Okay, so today we're going to start off with the initial meetup. That is the name of the show today, the initial meetup. And what we mean by that is when you first meet someone. Yeah. And my first question to you, Kevin,
Okay.
is where do you meet people? What kind of places? Not people, but I mean like a potential partner or hookup, should I say?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that you can meet a potential hookup or person that you want to be with in the long term, anywhere. Whether that be dating websites or meet them on the street, club, bar, anywhere like that. For me personally, I don't do dating websites, not anymore, but I have tried it. And you know what, I'm just kind of a person that like to meet people wherever I'm meeting. You know,
So organically.
Organically, that's the word.
Yeah.
So whether it be in a library, supermarket.
Supermarket, while you're picking out melons. Yeah. Or grapes.
Grapes, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, those kind of places, or sometimes maybe work. Work can be tricky.
I hear that.
Bar or club.
Oh, okay.
I like that kind of, like you said, organic way of meeting.
I hear that.
I used to used to do the dating, but after a while, I don't know, if I found that just meeting them in a natural way is more my kind of thing.
Yeah, I hear that. Me personally, like, you know, I've met women like, you know, on the street.
Really?
not on one of them back streets in Streatham. Yeah. Like, on the road. Yeah.
Right.
On the road.
Yeah.
Never a supermarket. Like, I've never. When I'm in a supermarket, I'm there to shop. No, not shop for that. You know. But I hear you.
Yeah, it can happen.
Of course, I can hear you.
You know, one moment it could be, you know, someone will be looking in your basket and say, "Oh, I got that in my basket." And you say, "Oh, right, okay." Look at that basket.
Compare baskets. Yeah.
And the next thing you know, something
True.
could spring from that.
Well, I hear you. Definitely hear you. Okay. Well, you know, me personally, like, yeah, it's I think work I have done, and it's never worked out well.
Really?
Yeah. We'll go into that on a later date. So yeah, work, on road, dating apps. I'm actually a fan of the dating apps.
You're a fan of it.
I'm a fan of dating apps.
Why are you a fan of?
Because it's a little bit like online shopping.
Okay.
It's a little bit like online shopping. You can just, you know, you swipe through, left for no, yes, right for yes. You know, if you don't like the product, I say product, that's a really horrible thing to say. You don't like the person, you just swipe left. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, yeah? You you do that stuff before as well. So, I like the
I do that at shopping.
Yeah, well,
I'm doing real shopping.
Okay, fair enough. But no, I like the dating apps. For me, it's like, you know, living in London, like there's X, Y, Z amount, a million people in London. and everybody's busy. Everybody's working. Everybody's going to the gym after work, and everybody's doing this, seeing their friends, and blah 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 blah. Sometimes you just ain't got time to meet someone. You know, that's the deal. That's the real deal. So, you know, when you're at home, you know, eating your dinner, you can just put the app on, have a little swipe. Yeah, I mean, that's what I like anyway. You know, for me it works. You know, like living a bit of a busy life in London, that works for me.
Have you got any examples
Of meeting someone?
on that format?
On the dating app? Yeah. There's been quite a few. Not quite a few. I ain't a gal say, but there's been, you know, one or two. That I've met up with, had relationships with, like, you know, full-on relationships that lasted, you know, not just 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I've been with someone that I was with for like 4 years, you know, 5 years,
Right.
off a dating app. But I think if you know, once you meet that person and everything goes well, and you know, you've got things in common. You know, there's obviously a natural attraction when you see them on the apps. Things like that, so that works out quite well.
Right.
So yeah, I like it. You know, I liked it. I'm trying to. I want to say a name, but I don't want to say a name. But you know, I met. You know, like I said, I've met someone on there. It was really cool. You know, we were talking for a little bit, texting, spoke on the phone, went for a date. You know, and it kind of just progressed from there. And it just worked well. You know, she was a busy person. That's why she was on the app. I'm a busy person, that's why I was on the app. You know, it just worked.
And you said, you know, when you got talking, started texting, and what did that? Was that the natural progression? Like, so just messaging, and then maybe onto a phone call, and then the meet up? Or?
So it was just like, you know, we were texting on the app, and then, you know, we swapped numbers so we could come off the app.
Right.
You know, and just text.
Independent of the app.
Exactly. Yeah. Go to the natural text messaging or WhatsApp. You know, that was starting off, and then you know, she actually gave me a call out of the blue, just because she wanted to hear the voice before we met, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I thought was, you know, for me it was a little bit. I'll be honest, as a man. A little bit nerve-wracking when they call you for the first time.
Is it?
Yeah, for me it was, like, because, you know, I'm very conscious of my voice. And, you know, not a lot of people like the sound of their own voice. I'm not saying that everybody, not a lot of people like the sound of their own voice.
I don't like mine on Sundays.
You don't like my Sundays? God's day.
Something clever to say.
All right, okay. So what about you? You know, tell me, give me an example for, organically meeting someone. I want to know the one in the supermarket. That's the one I want to know.
Well, that one didn't really happen so much, right? But an organic one was when I was back in London. I was on the bus, just visiting mum, coming back from visiting mum, and this woman was just sat next to me. She seemed quite happy, you know, and we had a little conversation, nothing major,
right?
But it was just that little spark in her, you know, little something in her smile,
right?
And I just thought there was something in there, and I had to find out more about it,
right?
And then she got off.
Yeah.
She got off a bit earlier, and she was very. She says, "I'll see you later." So I got off the bus, and as I was still on the bus and she was walking away, she waved.
Wow.
And I thought, I want to investigate more.
So you got banging on the door.
No, I played it cool. I waited till she went past.
Right.
And then when you went past, I got up, pressed for the next stop.
Yeah.
Got off the next stop and burned it down.
How far did you burn it?
I thought the bus stop wasn't. I thought it wasn't that far.
But it was.
It was a bit of a trek.
Wow. Okay.
The next bus stop, so
Yeah.
I kind of like ran it,
Yeah.
and then like as I got closer, you know, I had a bit of beads of sweat at this point.
Yeah.
So just gonna brush myself up,
Yeah.
get myself ready,
Yeah.
and then like just started talking to her.
Wow.
You know, and just saying, you know, just thought, you know, if it'd be all right if we can meet up, or you know. And she said, yeah.
Wow.
And we exchanged numbers, and we met up. I think about 4 or 5 days later.
Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool.
You know, it didn't lead to whirlwind, you know, romance or anything like that.
But it's I'd like to say it's quite old school though, the way that it was done.
I love the old school way. You know?
Yeah, I like the old school way. I find that, you know, there's not a lot of old school.
If you can term that old school.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's old school, but the problem I have is that there's not a lot of old school people out there with that kind of mentality. I mean, to you know, see someone on the bus, give them a smile, they smile back, a little wave, a wave back.
But hold on, what about going to clubs? What about going to clubs and bars? Is that I would class that as still old school.
It is,
and it's, you know, it's a method that I can't ever see dying.
Yeah, I think you're right. I definitely agree. I just think that, like, you know, going into the clubs these days, I don't think it's easy.
It's not.
I don't think it's easy, and I don't think it's easy for men, especially because there is a stigma about, you know, a man coming up and talking to you, like, not talking to you, but to a woman, and then, you know, dropping a few lines, and, you know, I mean, were you a pickup artist, like, you know, back in the day?
Pickup artist? No. Well, I'm not a pickup artist now, but when I was younger, and I've told you this earlier, when I was younger, when I had no game at all, I had a few cheesy lines.
Cheesy lines. Can you throw one at me? You know,
well,
your cheesy ones.
Well, we're going back to like 1990s. Going for this one.
Go on then, bring that Vanilla Ice.
I remember me and a friend that we both know.
Yeah.
All the kids.
Yeah.
We went to fun fair.
Right.
And it was like a fun fair during the week.
Right. During a week?
Yeah. It was getting older. I mean, well, it was about 14, 15.
Right.
At the time. And it was dead, the fair. But we were there, and there was these two young ladies, or girls, I don't know, were on was it the waltzer?
Oh yeah.
On the waltzer. And, you know, we sighted them, and they noticed us, and you know, there was a bit of eye play going between them and us.
Yeah.
And like me and a friend was like talking about it, and saying, shall we? So, you know, the speech these girls.
Yeah. Speech, I love that.
Yeah, the speech. Yeah. So waiting for that thing to finish. You know what? Back then, I don't know what guys do now, but I remember me and my friend were talking about how we're going to approach this.
Yeah.
So he's saying, okay, what are you going to say? I said, I don't know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Right? So we both were like, we're trying to work it out, and we're trying to figure out what to say. Now, back then, you know, R&B was big, yeah? And there was lots of songs which used the term fly girl, yeah? So we thought, right, we used fly girl.
Yeah.
We wanted to really make out that these girls were fly girls.
Yeah.
Fly meaning nice, beautiful, good looking.
Yeah.
So we thought of Burger King.
Burger King.
Because we love Burger King.
Okay.
We love Burger King.
Yeah.
All right. So when they finally came off their ride, we went over to them.
Yeah.
He went over to the one he liked. I went over to the one I liked.
Yeah. Luckily, you two didn't like the same one. That would have been horrible.
Yeah. And we just, I personally said to one of them, the one that I went for, I said, "All right, you okay?" She said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I said, "You're a double whopper fly girl."
Double whopper. Wowzers.
That
Did
was
she like it?
Huh?
Did she like it?
There wasn't much emotion. There wasn't much emotion or reaction going on when I said that. Yeah. But I've evolved. I've evolved.
You know what? It's good. It's good. You know, yeah. I mean, me personally, I don't really have any lines. Like, there was a point where I used to work for a nightclub, and we used to go out flyering in that wonderful town city of Croydon. Yeah. I mean, I think one year I was just like overconfident. I was just overconfident.
How overconfident were you?
Well, I was just like saying, like, you know, a nice girl would walk past me and I'd say to her, hello. And some
Good
of them,
start.
yeah, and some of them would look at me like, I'd be like, hello, you have a nice day. For some strange reason, it just worked. Just worked. Like, the amount of women that I just spoke to just with, hello, you having a nice day? And they were feeling that because I guess it was just genuine. I wasn't trying to drop any lines. I wasn't saying, you know, did you fall out of the sky? Because, you know, there's a star missing up there, or you know, something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't drop any of those kind of lines. It was just hello and how are you? And it worked. Like I said, it worked.
Why do people use those pickup lines?
I think it's to make the girl laugh. You know, that's what I think. I mean, you know, someone said it in a film, you know, can I get a girl into bed by making her laugh? And yeah, you can. You know, humour is good. People like to laugh. It makes you feel good. As a man and as a woman, it makes you feel good. So I think, like, you know, a woman going to a man going to a woman, dropping a cheesy line. You know, if I was to say it to a girl and she laughed, you know, that's a possibility of me breaking the ice.
Right.
And then just being able to start talking to her.
So I was on the right track when I said she's a double whopper fly.
You were on the right track. I don't know if I'd have said double whopper. That makes her sound like she's fat.
Never thought of it. Never thought of that back then. But remember, it was 1990.
This is true.
Yeah.
Double whoppers were hot back then.
They were indeed. So
I think that's we're gonna leave it there. This is gonna be part one of however many we have to go through. But we will be back on the next one with some more initial meetups, dilemmas that we have been through, and we're just gonna have a conversation about it. You know, some of you might relate, some of you might not. Some of you might not be into dating, some of you might. But yeah, so we're going to sign off.